No. What's our agenda?
Okay, we have a few questions for you because we're doing a project for a history class on the mission, and
Right.
I thought who better to ask than than you, Father.
Okay, well, those are nice of you, words for you to say. So tell me about what class is this that we're working on?
History, U.S. history. We have a project on the local history of San Diego, and we chose the mission.
Okay.
So let's see. Our first question is what does it feel like working and continuing the work of a saint that was so close and to the history of San Diego?
Well, it's an honor and a privilege. I think that, as you may know, the mission celebrated its 250th Jubilee in 2019. It was founded in 1769, and our parish spent 2 years preparing the celebration. It was a year-long celebration. We had an event every month during the year of 2019. And what we tried to do during that celebration was to highlight all of the different aspects of the mission's history, to engage the community, not just the parish community, but the larger San Diego community and really all of California, to educate them about the history of our mission and the origins of Catholicism here in the Western United States, and just how rich a history and tradition that has been. And so, I think it's the 23rd or 24th pastor that I'm the 21st or 23rd or 24th successor of Father Sarah. And, when you just think about all that has gone on over those 250 years, it's rather humbling to think that, you're following in that line of succession. It really is, it's nothing less than a privilege and an honor.
Nice. That was really meaningful. I thought I would ask you that because you are the successor of Sarah. What can you tell us about Saint Hunifera and his work that he did at the mission?
Well, he originally came from across the pond, as they say, from Mallorca, and he started his missionary work down in what is now considered Lower California, and started founding missions down there. And then he came up to what then was called Alta California, what was now the state of California. And then he started, San Diego was the first of 21 missions that were eventually founded up and down the California coast. He obviously was a very zealous man insofar as he felt that it was his mission to evangelize, to convert the natives to Catholicism. And, as you probably know, some of the history, there's a lot of controversy about that process of colonization that took place here. But, the history has been interpreted in different ways. The real thrust of what Sarah was about was winning souls for God. And unfortunately, some things went with that history is written in a poor light. But if you read the fine print about who he was and what he represented, he really was a man of God that was trying to save souls and bring them to God.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Angela?
Reflecting on what Father Sarah did for the mission, can you tell us the history about the mission?
San Diego particularly?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this mission, probably the most fascinating story, the mission actually was first founded over in what is now known as Presidio Park, down there by Taylor Street, overlooking Interstate 8.
Yeah.
I think you guys are probably familiar with the Mission Valley area. But there's a little chapel that overlooks the Interstate 8 there from the south side. That's called Presidio Park. That was the actual first location of Mission San Diego. However, what they discovered was that in order to feed their staff, the monks, the natives, whomever, they didn't have irrigation there. And so they moved. We are 5 miles from that Presidio. Here we are, our present location. And they moved here because we're right on the edge, the eastern edge of our property is the San Diego riverbed. And so they moved here because it had access to water, thus they could have irrigation and crops and all of that. So it was really just, it was a matter of survival that they ended up at this spot. And so it has, the colorful part of it was, I believe it was 5 years after they were here, Father Sarah had already moved on to found other missions up the coast. But the priest who was the successor of Father Sarah, Father Jaime, the natives actually took over the mission. They raided the mission one night and they set it aflame, and Father Jaime was actually murdered. And he's considered the first California martyr. And his burial place, his cross, is actually right outside in the front portico of the property. So that's kind of a sad moment in the history, but it just goes to show the kind of some of the conflict and turmoil that went on early on. But again, that was some 200 plus years ago. It has been over the years gone through different stages of repair and restoration. But in the last probably 50 years or so, the mission has been a thriving parish community, a thriving Catholic community, very active and engaged. We have visitors, over 50,000 visitors, tourists that come through here every year. It's still part of the 4th grade curriculum, history class. So it's a very active and engaged, and I think a very vibrant part of the San Diego community.
Yeah. And Prince?
Yes. So we wanted to know, are the Franciscans still there?
Not here at the mission?
Yes.
No, they haven't been here for quite some time. It is considered what is called a diocesan parish, which means it is under the auspices of the Bishop of San Diego. And so the diocesan priests who work for the diocese have been pastors here for the last, I'm going to say 50 or 60 years. We do have Franciscan priests in the Diocese of San Diego. There are a group of them that teach at the University of San Diego in what's called the Franciscan School of Theology, and they reside at Immaculate Conception Parish, which is in Old Town San Diego.
Okay.
And what can you tell us about the archaeological site by in the courtyard?
Right, south end there.
Yeah.
Well, those are digs that have been, sort of activated off and on over the years. They've been kind of quiet in recent years, but that area was where you notice, I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but it kind of goes underground a little bit, probably about up to 10 feet. And it basically is the outline of the little rooms that the monks used to live in. There's one of them that's preserved. It's next to the gift shop. I don't know if you guys had a chance to peek in there when you were visiting, but that's a typical room. But those are duplicates of that type of thing. They vary a little bit in size and shape, but that's basically what those archives are. So they've tried to preserve those, and every now and then there's some sort of a grant or something that is given which enables them to further their excavation and do work like that. But it's been kind of dormant from what I understand in recent years.
Oh, nice. Do you guys have any other questions from the list or any other ones you guys have been thinking about?
So looking at the ancient history of the mission and today, what is the mission like today? Like, what is the stand today?
Well, as I said, it's a very vibrant parish community. We have, for example, well, we're in COVID right now, so things are a little bit different. But before COVID, we had 9 masses every weekend. All of them were packed. People come here because it's an historical site. As I was mentioning earlier, the number of tourists we have, but people from all around the community. I think the mission holds kind of a special place in their heart. and visitors want to come here, but I think the local people even, they appreciate, we like to call ourselves the soul of San Diego. But it is a special place. And if you just walk the grounds, you know, you probably had a sense of that. It just has this very serene, kind of tranquil feeling. And, you know, when you ponder the fact that a saint, Father Sarah, actually walked these same grounds 250 years ago, that's kind of mind-boggling and awesome to just imagine that. I was talking about that at a funeral here yesterday out in the courtyard, because that's where we have mass due to COVID. But I was just mentioning how these grounds are so special and so sacred. There's just something in the air here that you feel. So to answer your question, Prince, I think the mission today is, I think, a symbol of God's presence in this community. And I think it's just a very special, sacred part of San Diego overall.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Prince, do you have anything else?
No.
So you guys are, this is a class, are you at Saints?
Yeah.
Yes,
Are you all seniors or what?
We're all juniors.
we're juniors.
Okay. Who's your teacher?
Mr. Pruder, Andrew Pruder.
Okay, I don't think I know him. I know Mike, I think he's a coach.
Hop?
Mike Hobbs.
Jaworski or no?
Ozdowski?
Yes. Yeah, he comes to church. He and his wife come to church here, right?
He's not a coach, but he's been there for a long time.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking the same. It's begins with a J. Juraski or Jawalski. That sound right? Maybe I might be confused then. I thought that's who. He's a young guy. He's married and they have one child.
In Zunza?
No?
No. One kid.
Jesuit?
Oh, Jesuit.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Michael, yes. Yes.
Isn't he a coach?
No, he's not.
No,
Oh,
He's a religion teacher.
oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. His wife's a teacher too.
Yeah.
Not at Saints, but his wife is also a school.
Yeah, very nice guy.
What parishes do you guys belong to, Angelo?
I go to St. Anne's.
St. Anne?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And Prince?
and I'm not a Catholic.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not a Catholic.
Do you like Saints?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, good.
And I go to the mission, Father.
Oh, that's no wonder I recognize you.
That's how I know you.
Haven't seen you much lately, though, dude.
I know. I'm going to come. I need to start coming back because I've been taking care of my grandma. So I'll be back probably this week at the 7.
7:30.
7:30.
That's how long it's been. He doesn't even know when the mass times are.
They changed them on me, and then they changed the what is it now? It's not the 6. It's the 5:30.
5:30 is now at 4.
4. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the one right after the right when core team has to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. I think that's everything. Do you guys have anything else?
No?
No? All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Father.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
Nice meeting you
Thank you,
guys.
Father.
Okay, take care of yourself. Be safe.
You too.
You as well. Thank you.
Alrighty. You're welcome.